a meal and threw it up on Sunday. I've got a lot of things to learn. Said I would and I'll believe it one day before my heart starts to burn. What's the matter with you? Sing me something new. Don't you know the cold and winds and rains? Oh no, they always seem to come and go away. Hey, yeah, stand by me. Nobody knows the way it's gonna be. Stand by me. Nobody knows the way it's gonna be. Stand by me. Nobody knows. Yeah, nobody knows the way it's gonna be. Hi guys, this is how to play the Oasis classic song Stand By Me. This is part of a series of 10 songs that's teaching you how to play a B7 chord as part of my free beginners course available at andyguitar.co.uk. But let's focus on this song for now. We're in standard tuning, we haven't got a capo on, and we start on a G major chord. I advise what I nickname a big G, a G with your third and little finger on, to make this change between a G chord and a B7 much easier, which is the first line of the song. And most chords in this song are going to last for a bar of each. So that you don't have to just remember everything that I tell you part by part. There's a link in the description to my website where I have the chord sequence for this song available as a free download, and you can view it on my website. And this video's there as well. So click the link and I'll see you over at my website. So for this song, we have a bar of G, a bar of B7, C major, and a D major. So not too dissimilar from the song that's previous in my beginner's course, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. But this is a totally different era, but very similar guitar content. G for a bar, so G, B7, C and D. I'm going to strum once per bar and kind of sing the lyrics to let you know how everything fits together. But if you want to strum on the beat, or ideally with 8 all down strummings, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and everything on a downstroke, because it's kind of a slow tempoed song, so down strums are going to work better. And you can play along to me in 2, 3, 4. Made a meal and threw it up on Sunday. I've got a lot of things to learn. That same chord sequence again. Said I would and I'll believe it one day before my heart starts to burn. And that's your verse, and then we move on to a bridge. Now, kind of the function of a bridge always happens between a verse and a chorus, and its function is to build it up and make your chorus sound even better. So we're going to start on a different chord now. We're going to start on a C chord. So what's the matter with D major? Everything for a bar so far in this song. I'll let you know when that changes. Back to a G. Sing me something new. E minor. Then here comes the build up. Don't you know the cold and wind and rains all know? On an A major. C. They always seem to come and go to D. And we got D for 2 bars. And you can hear that it's wanting to build up and go to a chorus. Back to a G. Now this is such a good bridge, and it's such a good kind of build up. And the chorus is so strong that the first time in the full length album version, the unedited version, it doesn't go straight to a chorus. It goes to another verse. There's a bit of a tease, and it's only really good songs that can get away with doing that. I feel it does make it an awfully long song, so I'd shoot straight to the choruses if I was doing a quick cover of this. But if you're playing along to the record, which I highly advise you do with any song from my beginner's course, as kind of like that final step to make sure you know that you can do it. To make sure that you've made that final step and you're happy with it. If it sounds good along to the record, you know you're doing it right. But let's go for that bridge one more time, because it is quite a long chord sequence. From your C major, looking at your chord sheet as you go is the best way to do this, but I'll play it with you. From your C, I'm going to strum on every beat, but again, power 8s is preferable. In 2, 3, 4. So what's the matter with D? 2, 3, and a G? Sing me something new. A major, the cold and winds and rains all C. And a D, D for 2 bars. In 1, 2, 3, pause there. You can hear that tension that's built up. That's the purpose of this section of the song. That's what a bridge is for. And we're going to resolve it by starting the chorus on a G. Sounds resolved now. We're in the main bit of the song. We're in the bit we want people to remember. And it goes, most things for the bar here. G for the bar. Stand by D, A minor. And then a really cool little section, which is stolen from another song, but we've got C, F, D, and then starting again on G. Just let me show you how this runs through, because it's a funny strumming pattern. We're going to strum everything normal until we get to that C chord, where we just strum each chord once. Meaning that that bar with C, F, and D in it only lasts 3 beats. So this should be something that you're becoming a little bit familiar with now if you've done a few other songs in my beginner's course, but there's not many have happened so far, so it might be the first time. It's totally fine for a bar, 1 bar in a song maybe, to not have 4 beats in it. It doesn't happen very often, but it can just give it a bit of a kick. Let me show you how it works in this song. Whole bar of G, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, A minor, 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, and that's it. We're straight back to a G. There's no count of 4 in that 1 bar. The proper strumming pattern to it, just strum each chord once, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and it's going to start again. So very strange when you first do it, but if it's something you come across before, then you should have no problem with it. If it's the first time, just give it a bit of time to settle in. You get it in no time as long as you're okay with your changes. From your chorus, strum just once per chord if it's really tricky for you, but any way you want to do it, play along to me. From your G chord in 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, and a D, D, 2, 3, A minor, then 1 strum of each chord, C, F, D, G. One more time, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, A minor, 1 strum of each chord, 1, 2, 3, G. Hold it there. If that's something that you're really struggling with, just drill that one section and repeat it in the exact manner you want it to happen in the song. So we're going to do C, F, D, and G. 1, 2, 3, and. Just do that over and over again for maybe about a minute. 2, 3, and see if your fingers kind of get used to it. If it's too much to take in on this one time when you're doing it, your one practice, come back to it tomorrow, come back to it the next day. Guarantee you in 3-4 days you'll get this. It's not too difficult, so long as all the other chords in the song are at your level. This will be totally fine. That sequence, that top line of the chorus happens 3 times in the song, with this section always on the end, exactly as written 3 times. The fourth time it happens, there's just a different ending. Stand by me. Exactly the same. We have A minor for a whole bar, for 2 bars actually, and then a C for a bar, D major, the way it's gonna be. And that's the end of your first chorus. So that chord sequence again. G, final part of the chorus, stand by. D, nobody knows. A minor again. Yeah, nobody knows. A C to a D, the way it's gonna be. And then in any version you hear of this song, it will always go back to verse 2, bridge, and then your chorus. And it's got a really standard kind of song structure, this one. If we don't pay too much attention to that, kind of not going to that first chorus straight away, we've basically got intro, verse, bridge, chorus, intro, verse, bridge, chorus, which is the standard pop song structure that's really tried and tested. And then we have one other section, that intro, verse, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus again, tends to take up to 2.5 minutes of time to get through. Those songs earlier in the beginner's course likely only last 2 minutes long, 2.5 minutes long, because there may be one chord sequence just repeating all the way through. A lot of songs last 3.5 minutes long, 4 minutes long or longer, and they likely have, to make that kind of nice for a listener to listen to keep them interested, they're going to have these different sections in them with different chords. And we're coming up to a section here now in the song, after the second chorus, called a middle 8. Now the function, as I talked about the function earlier of a bridge, the function of a middle 8 is basically for the song to last a little bit longer. It's another section that's adding something different so that the listener doesn't get bored. Here it's a guitar solo, which is absolutely perfect middle 8 content. It could be another verse, it could be a louder section, it could be a breakdown, so a quieter section. It could be barely noticeable, but it will likely include an extra chord that you haven't come across yet, or just a different order of the same chords, which is the case here. We've got E minor, D, and a C. Now here we have 2 chords in the same bar, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the E minor and the D, which hasn't happened yet in the song, so this is a new section, giving it a bit of a kick, and then a whole bar of C for a bit of familiarity. That happens 3 times. For example, if you want to play along to me, that's cool. E minor, D, and C. From E minor in 2, 3, 4. And again, baby, can't you see? Happens one more time, E minor. And then, rather than do it a 4th time, we go back to the bridge section, essentially, the last line of the bridge. Don't you know the cold and winds and rains all know, they always seem to come and go away. Another bar of D, and then you have your final chorus. So that middle 8 section, just making the song a little bit longer if it feels a little short after that second chorus, and it saves us just giving it chorus, chorus, chorus towards the end, which can be awfully repetitive. So just this last section of your song, your middle 8, play along to me if you didn't before, and then you know each section of the song, and you can play it along to the record and sing along to it yourself. From the E minor in the middle 8 section, 2, 3, 4. Still power 8s if you can. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Baby, can't you see? This is one last time. Now A major, don't you know the A and rains all C, C, 2, 3 and a D, D, 2, 3. One last part of D. Let's do a chorus in 2, 3, 4. Stand by me, nobody knows. C major, C, F, D and G. Stand by me. If you didn't get it first time, here's another opportunity. One strum of each chord, C, F, D, G. And there's all your sections to this song. They're all written out in order in the description below and on the chord sequence that's on my website. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed this lesson and check out the other songs in this part of the beginner's course with your B7 chords, trying to get it mastered so that we can move forward, and I'm sure I'll see you again.